Like every year, we keep making resolutions. Do you want to know why you do not complete your resolutions, why you fail sometimes to complete the resolutions? It is not just you, it happens to everyone. You're not the only one. So don't worry. But why is it that we fail to keep our resolutions? We make a list of what we want to do, what we don't want to do, what we should do. So there are lists like, we'll start working out from tomorrow, we'll leave all junk and we'll go to the gym, we'll start studying maybe, or get a new job, get a new figure, style up, or as good as trying to have a different source of earning, travel the world. But we fail to do that most of the times. Why is it so that it happens like that? Well, today we will understand as to why we make new year resolutions and we cannot keep them. Well, do you know why we cannot keep our resolutions? Because we only see the bigger picture. So let's say, for example, I was talking to a colleague of mine. We have been discussing starting something new. And for the last 2 years, we've been talking about, oh, we have to do something. We'll have to start a passive source of earning. We have to do something. But what is that something? So when we also decided, okay, we'll start an YouTube channel maybe, or maybe an Insta page or some business. I'm also into art, so I thought I'd make an art business. But then we were only in that planning stage. We were only thinking of the bigger picture, that we'll do this, we'll do that, and this is how we'll generate revenue. But we were not getting down to a few important factors. First is, you have to have specific goals. You cannot have something which is very vague. Like, I will start a passive income, I will start a second source of earning. What is it that you want to do? What is that second source of earning that you want to start? How do you want to go about it? What exactly do you need to start that second source of earning? For example, if you have this resolution that I will climb a mountain, you cannot have it such vague. So it has to be like, I will climb Mount Everest, let's say. So what is that? There has to be a specific location. So Mount Everest. I will climb Mount Everest when? You can, if you're not putting a timeline, it could be any time in your life. It would not be a resolution for this year maybe. So you have to have a specific. So in our HR language, we have something called SMART. And the interpretation of SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Your goals have to be SMART. Even when it comes to your personal goals, it has to be a SMART one. So it has to be specific. You cannot just say, I will climb any mountain. You cannot just say, I want to lose weight. How much? How much weight do you want to lose? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to start dieting? Are you going to join the gym? You have to leave certain junk food. So it has to be very specific. I believe in actions. So not just conversations. So I will show you how I maintain my goals, how I make my resolutions, and maybe you can follow that to see if you also can achieve your goals for this coming year. I want you to achieve your goals, and because of which I want to help you out. So you should have a notebook like this, any notebook for that matter. A notebook where you will note down certain points. You will give a date as to in which date you're writing. For example, I have a notebook where I have written at the top what is the date. From there, I have written down what is my agenda for this year, and write in terms of priority. So it cannot be like anything. It has to be something which is in your top priority. So number 1 would be your top priority. So write down the broader goals first. So let's say, for example, if you have to lose weight, then you write down, something like, I want to lose 10 kgs. Write down the time. So 10 kgs in 3 months, 10 kgs in 6 months. It has to be very specific. and it has to be time bound. You have to give yourself that time target, otherwise it'll go all haywire and you'll never be able to achieve your goals. Let's say for example, if you want to start a passive earning, you have to be very clear about it, that I want to have a specific passive earning. Let's say for example, if you want to do some sort of a business, so or maybe some sort of a freelancing, so it has to be very specific. For example, one of my friends wanted to start a food industry, so for her it would be starting a cloud kitchen by this month, or starting a t-shirt business by this month, or starting copywriting by this month you will get your first client. So this is how you have to be very specific. Once you have written down all your broader goals in terms of your priorities, the next thing that you need to do is break them down further. So if your broader goal is to, let's say, pass the CS exam, let's say that's your broader goal, you need to pass the CS exam this year. So what you need to do, you have to write pass CS exam this year, this percentage. So when you write specific things in your brain, psychologically it registers that I have to get this percentage, or I have to lose this much kgs of weight, or I have to have this passive income by this time, I should have this much of client, and this is what I want to earn as a revenue. So you have to be very specific about it. Secondly, after that, break down your goals. To achieve that goal, what you need to do. For example, if you want to do a business, so your idea should be, and I'm giving you a t-shirt business idea because one of my, I just spoke to someone, I just spoke to a colleague of mine today regarding this. So I'll give you an example from that. He wanted to start a t-shirt business. So his broader goal is to start a t-shirt business by 2024. Now to start that business, what does he need to do? That should be in your subcategory of goals, where you need to write down that this is how many clients you need to reach out to. This is how you can reach out to the supplier, the vendor, the printer, to get a printing machinery, how you want to do it. These are the budget expenses. So you need to have specific breakdown of your goals so that it becomes more relatable and achievable. If you have a bigger picture in mind, you will get lost and demotivated and not be able to achieve it. So having smaller stepping stones helps a lot in achieving your goals. Then it has to be realistic. You cannot write something like, I want to have 2.5 crores at the end of this year without even starting a business. You want to make 2.5 crores of revenue, and you are here in January 1st and you have not even thought what you want to do. So have something which is realistic. I have just given an example. There are people who are making money pretty fast. I don't know how much they can sustain. So the next thing you have to keep in mind is it has to be time bound. So for example, if you don't keep a time in mind, what happens is psychologically, the way our mind works is, let's say for example, if you don't have a deadline, the reason why we have deadlines is if we are given a work to do and it is open without deadlines, we can do it at any point in time. We don't have a deadline. The reason why I'm asking you to put deadlines in your personal goals is it's just that it's going to tick in your mind. Even if you cannot meet your deadline by the time you have mentioned, it still would go at the back of your mind. It'll keep ticking that, okay, you've not met your deadline. Okay, you've not met your deadline. That will disturb your, sleep, a peace of mind. But sometimes disturbing your peace of mind and sleep is important because that will help you create that rigor and drive inside of you to achieve something. So that ways, if you have a specific timeline for yourself, this will keep running in your mind. And what you need to do is you need to, whatever you have written down in your notebook, write it down. Don't just, I know some of you are really brainy, but even then, just write it down. Why? Because when you write something down, you register in your mind. You do a proper, like literally proper sketching in your mind that this is exactly what I want. And every morning once you wake up, the first thing, you can keep your diary beside you when you go to sleep, and every morning once you wake up, the first thing that you need to do is open that particular page where you have written down your goals. Glance them. You can read them, glance them. Carry that diary with you. Whenever you have time throughout the entire day, pull it out, just go to that page, glance through. Before going to sleep, again glance through. Now this might sound a little weird to you, but there's a reason why I'm saying this. If you keep glancing at whatever you have set for yourself as a goal, somewhere in your subconscious mind it registers. And it registers so much that your subconscious mind will automatically start programming for you to achieve your goals. I'll give you a simple example. You will see that there are these ads for mutual funds that comes, on TV or even on YouTube video ads, right? And it says that mutual funds is subject to market risk and a whole lot of line, after that. Now, most of the times we don't want to listen to it. Most of the times we cannot skip that button until that 5-second ad is complete. Most of the times it is happening on TV as a commercial, and we cannot just skip through it. So automatically we will have to watch even if we don't want to. And when we are watching that, it registers in our mind. So sometimes this kind of a disturbance that you create for yourself also works for you. So the reason why I'm asking you to look at your notebook is, when you look at your goals every now and then it registers in your mind. This is why some people create vision boards and keep it right in front of their, bedroom or, the cubicle they are working, at a place where it can be seen often. So, once you have that vision goals with pictures and something written on it, you, even if you're not standing there and reading it, you sometimes pass through and you glance. So even that glancing kind of helps you. It registers in your subconscious mind. Next is remove toxic people from your life. Remove people who are always giving you negative comments, who are always, because when you start something, often it becomes very difficult to do it, especially at the initial stage. So we might start a year with a lot of rigor that we'll do something from tomorrow, but often it doesn't happen because sometimes we get lost. And as much as it's easier said than done, sometimes our surrounding environment, most of the times our surrounding environment does not encourage us to complete our goals or achieve what we want. There's a lot of people who are going to be toxic around you. Not everyone will be encouraging you to complete your goals. Not everyone wants to see you reaching that pinnacle or the finishing line, right? There will be plenty of people who will probably misguide you, some without purpose, some on purpose. So there will be plenty of people trying to feed in negative information in your mind that you will not be able to do it, it's unrealistic, you do not have the capability to do it, and sometimes you cannot help blocking them, you cannot block them, it's not possible. The best thing that you can do at these circumstances is avoid these kind of people. If you cannot avoid, let's say you are in a circumstance where you cannot avoid these kind of negative people, the next thing you do is, again, go back to your goals. Come what may, create that mindset that come what may, I will achieve my goals. There should be no one stopping me. And at the timeline that you have written, even if you have not achieved that goal, mind it, even if you have not achieved that goal, still write down how much you have achieved, because even achieving 20% is also an achievement, even achieving 50% is also an achievement, even achieving 5% is an achievement, because you do not know, half the times we do not know what circumstances you have been or we have been while walking through the path of achieving our goals. Even if you're 5 steps ahead, even if you're 10% ahead, 5% ahead, that still is an achievement for you. Last but not the least, once you finish your goal, do give it a tick. Write a tick mark. You have done it. You have achieved it. You have achieved your goals. As easier as it sounds, like it sounds like a to-do list almost. People who work in office, you'll know that we create a to-do list. It almost sounds like a to-do list, but sometimes ticking off your goals is a pleasure that you've achieved it, right? And then setting up a higher benchmark for yourself. This is the stage where you have reached your continuous improvement. I will speak about vision boards as well. Today I have just given you a gist about goals and how you can create them and achieve your New Year's resolution. I do not want you all to fail this New Year's resolution. I have made goals for myself as well, and I don't want to fail. So if you have achieved your previous goals, or if you find this video helpful, or if you are making a goal where you feel that you need some of my help to break it down for you, please write in the comment box and I will help you out. As far as vision boards are concerned, I will talk about it in my next video. You can come back to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and whenever I upload a video, you will get the notification. Thank you and have a wonderful, productive year ahead. Bye.